With all the shiny objects out there in the industry, I want to help you be super clear in your own mind with your plan to go ahead and do this properly. This becomes very simple when you are very clear. A lack of clarity, I promise you, will kill you. And unfortunately, you have so much stuff hitting you in real estate, the shiny object, the get rich quick tomorrow, which is a crock, all those things are coming at you. It causes you to be very unclear. Now, what won't get in the way are things like your grit, your desire. Some of you committed, at least mentally at the beginning. It's what will stop you isn't even if you have no money, because we can teach you how to get free houses. We do that every single week, and I'll give you access to that when we're done the video here. It's for free. Here's how you can get super clear and get started properly. You can, and let me just preface this with, I'm not so naive to know that every single one of you seeing this are going to choose the niche of terms, creative real estate. We're biased to it. I built it come out of the '08 crash to thrive in every market. We're about to hit a major wave. And people that have been in the industry are texting me as recently as this morning. I got a text from Canada saying, hey, the market's changing. This is right for what you guys are doing. So if that's not you, though, it's okay, because here's step number one. I'm going to give you 3 steps here for your clarity and to get started properly. Step 1 is choose a niche. If you already did and you think it's the terms and you agree with what we're doing, awesome. We're going to show you a really cool path. I will tell you, at the risk of pissing some people off, it's not wholesaling. There's this perception out there that people say, well, I have to get started, and they say that wholesaling is the way to start. No. When I started the terms business after 18 years in real estate, just to give you a little help on how to choose your niche, I did what we call AO deals, assign out deals. It just means it's very similar to a wholesale transaction in that it's one payday. You only get paid once to do it. However, you have access to, by the way we teach it, to have other long-term deals come about because of that. So I'm going to leave that as a little teaser, and just know that please don't get caught up in the hype of you got to go do wholesaling. You don't have to do that. Choose a niche that you can get behind. Choose a niche that you can get passionate about. Choose a niche that, number 2 step in the process, that you can find someone that you trust and who has had the experience to bring you through the process. Because the process isn't just learning how to do a deal. It's not about that. Choose a person that you really know has gone through multiple market changes, perhaps multiple curveballs in their life, and at the same time are what you want to go ahead and model after. Meaning, if they've had a successful business but trashed their marriage, not a good idea. If they had a successful business and lost their relationship with their kids, not a good idea. That's what I mean by the whole picture, okay? So don't choose a mentor, a coach, or a group to associate with based on price. Don't choose it based on just their lifestyle, because you don't know what's behind the scenes. Do choose it on experience. Do choose it on values, morals, etc. So that's number 2. We got number 1, picking your niche that you can get behind. Number 2, choosing a person, a group, or a program that's going to help you get through the process with those criteria I mentioned. And then here's the toughie. And this is what will help your clarity and not let the shiny objects come creeping back in. Because number 3 is you got to commit for 3 to 7 years. Now, why do I say that? If you watch a number of my videos, I've said 3 years for a lot of years. And I started saying 3 years because I know if you come to me and say, all right, I'm committed, Chris. I've looked at some of your free information, your free book, your YouTube channel with all the deals. I get it. I want that. Okay. And then you say to me, I'll commit for 3 years. I know when the first curveball comes, because it does, or the first hiccup, or the first pissed off seller, or the first pissed off buyer, these things are going to happen to you. You just pick up the phone and call us. We'll tell you how to deal with it. But I know when you commit to 3 years, these little speed bumps, they won't bother you. You're committed to the 3-year point, and you have a clear, there's that word again, picture of where you're going. Now, why did I say 3 to 7? I'm going to relate this back to a podcast episode that I did with Brian Tracy, and you can go watch it and listen to it on our smartrealestatecoachpodcast.com. Brian's in his 80s. At the time of the podcast, he was 82 years old. And I gave him my philosophy, my theory on 3 years, which I give to a lot of my guests, and they all go, yeah, I agree with you. They got to commit for 36 months. I love that. He challenged it and said, no, that's not good. He said, I'm 80-something years old. I've had great successes. I've been broke 2 or 3 times. You've got to commit for 7 years, Chris, and your students have to know that. And then he went on to explain why. In its shortest form, I'll tell you, it's simply that he said for the first 2 or 3, you're going to suck at what you do. I don't care if you're opening a restaurant or it doesn't matter what you're starting for a business, certainly real estate. He said the next 1 to 2 or 3 years, you'll feel adequately paid. You'll start to get in the groove and have some success. But in the last 1 or 2 years, that's when you have your breakthrough. And it was such a light bulb moment for me because I look back at the businesses that I've been involved in, especially right now, and about the 7-year mark, give or take, is when the breakthroughs start to happen. Magical. So that's your 3-step formula. Find a niche, find a person in that niche with experience that's still doing it, and number 3, commit for 3 to 7 years. That's the proper way to start with clarity.